Welcome to the Deep Dive. Our mission today is to really dig into the observation records of Tommy Yoshida, or Tsutomu Yoshida. Now, right up front, I need to share the exact opening narration he laid out for this. Because this explainer, it's not here to judge AI, we're not here to teach you how to use it, and we're definitely not here to reach some grand final conclusion. Here's the rule. Unfinished thoughts, pending questions, and ideas that just don't need a neat little bow on them, they are left exactly as they are. Why? Because we are still in a transitional period. Oh, and if some of the phrasing today feels a little unnatural or slightly awkward, that's actually on purpose. We're intentionally embracing that slight awkwardness as part of observing how language, technology, and human judgment interact when everything around us is changing. Let's just pause for a second. Really let that philosophical disclaimer sink in. We spend so much of our time in the digital world rushing toward answers, right? Always trying to find the ultimate life hack or the final verdict on whatever new tech just dropped. But today, you and I are deliberately creating some white space. We're thinking through this together and embracing the unfinished. As Yoshida points out, we don't need to close the loop today. Instead, we're just going to observe. So with that mindset locked in, let's slowly transition into his main text and see what he's been noticing. Section 1. Deep dive into observation. Okay, so if you've opened a browser or scrolled any feed recently, you've for sure been hit by this tidal wave of posts promising incredibly easy money through artificial intelligence. We're constantly being told that there's this massive gold rush happening literally right now. You see phrases everywhere like make money with AI, earn with ChatGPT, or prompts that create income. And, to some people, these phrases sound entirely unprecedented. They feel like the battle cries of a totally new frontier. But what Yoshida points out in his essay, watching all of this unfold from Japan and observing the global digital landscape, is that these phrases don't make him think of the future. Actually, they evoke a really intense, almost overwhelming sense of nostalgia. To him, they feel strangely familiar. Section 2. The repeating new environment. To really understand this nostalgia, we've got to think about what happens whenever a new technological environment pops up. It always acts like a giant magnet. It draws people in with this very specific mix of intense hope and deep anxiety. And if you look at the progression here, it brilliantly illustrates that repetition. Yoshida has watched the spread of digital tech since the early days of the internet. Just track this timeline with me. Era 1, the early internet and personal homepages. Era 2 brought blogs and affiliate marketing. Era 3 shifted over to social media and video platforms. Era 4 was totally defined by crypto and NFTs. And now we're in Era 5, artificial intelligence. Every single time we hit one of these milestones, a new environment was born. And every single time, without fail, people loudly declared, this is the next era. Just look at these two narratives side by side. On the left, you've got the prevailing hype from years ago. The future is blogs. On the right, today's prevailing narrative, the future is AI. Yoshida observes that while the specific tools obviously change, a blog is mechanically way different from a neural network, the human reactions and the stories we tell about them repeat almost identically. During the internet age, it was all about homepages. In the social media age, it's all about followers. The human script remains completely unchanged, even when the stage props get a massive upgrade. Which brings us to the specific promises being thrown around right now. Anyone can easily earn. It's not too late if you start now. Let's seriously think about this cyclical nature for a moment. Haven't we heard these exact phrases recycled through literally every single technological shift? Whether it was setting up affiliate links back in 2005 or minting NFTs a couple of years ago, right alongside the genuine possibilities of these tools, there is always this identical messaging. It always suggests that simply showing up basically guarantees success. Section 3. Tools and surrounding expectations. Let's pivot slightly and look at the actual value of the tools being hyped up, because Yoshida is very clear here. He is absolutely not saying AI is dangerous, and he's not saying that all content about making an income is misleading. Actually, he uses AI every single day and totally acknowledges how immensely useful it is. But he asks a brilliant, crucial question. Are we reacting to the newness of AI, or are we simply showing the classic human reaction to a new environment? It's a great moment for us to just ponder that. Is artificial intelligence uniquely disruptive to the human soul, or is it just the latest, shiniest mirror reflecting our standard societal response to new toys? It's a profound thought. We get so easily mesmerized by a new environment that we mistake our age-old reactions for brand new insights. Section 4. Underlying human experience. At the core of his observation is this absolute bedrock question. Does the new tool itself generate income? Yoshida firmly believes that no matter the era, no matter how ridiculously fast or smart the technology gets, a tool itself does not create value just by existing on a server somewhere. But rather than rushing to a quick yes or no, let's use this to create a bit more of that white space we talked about earlier. Let's wonder aloud about the unseen human effort required behind any digital interface. Because when we only focus on the shiny new tool, we render the human completely invisible. And here is what actually fills that invisible space: human experience. It's the accumulation of trial, error, failures, customer understanding, and judgment that a person brings to a tool. Whether you were coding a website in 1999, trying to grow a social following in 2012, or writing prompts for an AI today, the result depends entirely on the person holding the tool. You simply cannot skip this foundational human experience, no matter how advanced the technology becomes. It's really a balancing act. On the left, we absolutely acknowledge what the tool does. A good prompt can organize your thoughts. An AI can definitely accelerate your expression. It makes you faster, for sure. But on the right, we see what matters most: that underlying human experience and the messy trial and error. The AI might write the code or generate the text, but the human judgment is what drives the prompt. The human is the one who notices what other people actually need. The human decides if the output is genuinely good, true, or useful. The true weight still lies squarely on our shoulders.
Section 5. Choosing not to rush.
Because of all this, Yoshida arrives at a very intentional stance. We do not need to declare AI the ultimate savior or the doom of humanity today. Instead, he suggests we just passively observe its slow integration into society. History gives us a really clear map for this. Some technologies permanently bake into our daily lives, like search engines and email. Other technologies practically disappear entirely. Because history has such mixed results, rushing to a definitive judgment on AI right now, it's just unnecessary. But that third point is our anchor. Through all the additions and subtractions to our digital lives, the value of human judgment remains completely unchanged. Placing the landscapes of the past side by side with the landscapes of the present, there's a slight unnaturalness to this phrasing, a bit of a glitch translating from the original Japanese context. But I want to embrace that with you right now. It's a beautifully poetic way to describe the act of continuous passive observation. We're simply holding up two pictures, the past and the present, and looking at them side by side without forcing a final verdict. We're letting the dissonance just exist. And so we arrive at our final thoughts. The ultimate question might not be, can AI make money? But rather, what kind of experience, judgment, and responsibility does a person bring into this new environment? Let that sit in the unclosed transitional space we've created today. As we watch all these old patterns reappear around these shiny new tools, take a moment for your own personal reflection on what you are bringing to the table. Thank you for thinking through this explainer with me today. Keep observing.